friends. I hope that everybody is doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated. And ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It looks like there may have been something that you had been previously associating with. For some of you, you may still associate yourself with this or identify yourself with it. And it looks like something that you are breaking away from. It looks like something that you like attached to or connected with at some point. And for some reason, something has gone on where you feel like you're meant to be spacing or distancing yourself from this. We're starting off with the Queen of Swords, which can definitely be about looks like it's connected with boundary setting. This feels like when you want to say no, actually saying no rather than saying yes. It's like really meaning what it is that you're saying, especially when it comes to if somebody's trying to give you something or offer you something and you don't want it. It is about advocating for that, communicating that, rather than just taking it. I'm seeing this be stuff that you actively know that you don't want. But maybe even potentially keeping up appearances, you may have been taking these things on. Seeing you think about this, it reminds me of like you want your life to be filled with things that you want in it. However, every time somebody hands you something, even if you don't really want it, you just will take it from them. And then you're looking around and you're like, all around me is just this stuff that I didn't really want, but it was given to me, so I took it. And this feels like a moment of seeing that and being like, why is my house filled with all of this stuff? Oh yeah, because every time I was offered these things, I just took them without like thinking about it. So maybe that's also the thing too. It's about, and remember, like this can, metaphorically speaking, I mean, it can be literally too. Maybe your house is surrounded with stuff that you don't want in it anymore, and it wasn't stuff that you had picked out, but things that you had acquired in some way. Maybe it's stuff that you've grown out of. Maybe it's stuff that you just don't want around anymore. For some of you, this has to do with like information and stuff that you've been being given. It can be people telling you who you are and you just being like, okay, I've been told that this is who I am my whole life, and now you figuring out that it's just a layer to peel back. Gonna be different for everybody. But there's a focus here on discernment. There's a focus here on bringing an end to taking whatever this is that you have not been wanting to take anymore. It feels like a moment of being like, enough is enough. I'm not going to do this anymore. Remember too, this can be with people within your life, right? You have somebody that you're around regularly that continues showing up or failing to show up. I'm seeing this be a theme for a lot of you. Somebody showing up in a way where it may really be impacting you now, and you notice that, and you're like, if I don't do something about this, if I don't set boundaries with this person, I'm just going to be telling them subtly that this is okay when I don't feel like this is okay. Because this is something that like you already know that you have some sort of issue with this, or you don't want this. It feels less of like an aggressive reaction to something and more so you being like, I'm not interested in that, or like, I don't want it, don't bring that to me. Kind of trying to dismiss something or push it off. And now comes the time where you may actually be saying something about that. What's going to need to be done, if this is a person that you're dealing with, first of all, you want to get really sure on what it is that you want, what it is that you don't want. You want to get clear on your boundaries before you go talking to this person about it, before you go addressing this with them. Secondly, before you address it, make sure that you are not in an escalated, activated space. Make sure that you are grounded before you address anything with this person, where you're not feeling reactive, rather you can be responsive, okay? Active listening, all of that. You feel present in your body, all of that. You feel like you can focus, feel like you can hold space also for where they're coming from. Lastly, before you address things with this person, ask yourself, what is my goal? Like, what do I hope to achieve by addressing this? And that is how you form your plan after. You think about what you want to come from this conversation that you have with this person. Like, what is the point of me doing this? What do I hope to accomplish? What do I want to achieve? And line things up with that in mind. Keep that in mind, because you don't want to stray from the point. Because sometimes when we start talking to somebody, we can bring up this and that, and they heard us yesterday, and that really annoyed us for 3 years. You know what I mean? So stick to the point, and one subject at a time also. It is going to be the most effective way to deal with it. And if you feel like when you're talking to this person, you start getting like escalated or triggered, activated, whatever it is that you want to call it, step away for a bit. You don't have to do it all at one time. The important thing is to be communicating from a space where I know that it can be very, very difficult, but if you are able to get to this space, to think of this person that you are talking to as like somebody that you really care about, somebody that you love, see it as another version of you, however this is, that it can like help you get to that place where you're handling this with a sense of compassion and authority is what I'm hearing. That is going to suit this situation most effectively for you. Because yeah, something needs to come to an end. It seems like something's been going on that like you don't need to subject yourself to dealing with this any longer. Because it may have been something where you were like waiting until this point, and now you're like, okay, I really have to do something about this now. I really need to think about myself. Because you may feel too that if you don't stop this, that it's going to continue impacting you. And you may feel like this is getting in the way of like your home life, your self-care in some way. Things going on within, physically, even within your life. Yeah, it seems like this is about protecting yourself, protecting especially your personal space. Your personal energy. So yeah, maybe this was also like something in a way that you kind of took home with you. Have been taking home with you. Yeah. Thinking about excuse me, thinking about yourself and also what you need. Checking in with yourself about your needs. That is going to also help this as well. Because you could have been in a space too where it's like, do I really need to say something about that? Like, should I really be engaging in that and trying to figure out, like, is it appropriate? Like, when is it time to set boundaries? Like, is this a situation where that's applicable? All of these things. It seems like asking yourself, like, has this been impacting my energy, like my self-care in some way, like how I'm perceiving myself? Do I feel like it's detracting? Do I feel like my energy is going somewhere that if I did something here, if I actively address this, it would be helping me like connect back with myself again, things like that. For some of you, this is an air sign. For others of you, this is an earth sign. It doesn't have to be. It can be somebody kind of like fronting within that energy. I see all of the court cards as, I see each of us as being all of them at different moments. But right now, within this moment, I'm seeing you either being more so in an air sign, especially if you are the one addressing this situation. I'm seeing you more in an air energy where there's more of a focus on you thinking, processing, communicating. And then I'm seeing another person that is more in an earth energy. So they may be more like reserved, more slow moving, more shy even for some of you, can be a bit stubborn too. You may not know how this person is going to take what it is that you have to say. And you are also both in all of these things too, so. There's something here about someone feeling like they can't heal or like they can't connect with themselves in the way that they want to. I don't know who that belongs to, but I'm seeing that come through. Someone feels like they recognize either their or another person's potential and like who they are behind it all, but they feel either that they or this other person is in a space. I don't know. Again, like, I don't know if you're seeing yourself like this or you're seeing this person, but like a person is perceiving a person as being in a space where they may be like victimizing themselves in some way. This is not my personal opinion, it's just channeling wise what's coming through. So yeah, like, for example, you may see this person in a space where it's like, I can see who they are behind all of it, but they keep telling themselves like, I'm not good enough, or because of my circumstances, or blah blah blah. So it's like you see their potential and you feel like they're not doing anything about it, or you see how they're like separating themselves. Because I'm seeing like such a strong dichotomy of the star, which is about like healing and hopes and dreams and visions and like us being connected with with like the deepest parts of ourselves and who we truly are, even connecting with like our soul and our purpose and all of that. And then on the other side of it, it's like all the ways and reasons and excuses for not being in that space, or for not recognizing that one is in that space, at least. For some of you too, this person is triggering to you because you may see pieces and parts reflected of like you and your journey. Like for some of you, this may have been something that you already dealt with and you're like, why don't they get it? I got it, you know? So it may be, you may be coming from a place where you feel frustrated. Interesting. I'm not seeing this be a new person. I'm seeing this be somebody somebody that's been bugging you for a long time. I'm seeing like your relationship with this person. I'm laughing because it's such a drama. And I mean that in the most like respectful, just being here with you type of way. How I'm seeing it be with this person is that like time and time again, since the like maybe even beginning of you knowing this person, there's always been like a sort of tension with them. You may feel like you've always like not really seen eye to eye particularly with them, or there's just been something ingrained. This feels very much like this person has entered upon your path to like be a teacher for you. I'm hearing the word sensei. Ooh. Yeah, it seems too like this is something that could have been like some sort of like controversy or even aggression on your end could have come up, like feeling a sense of anger towards this situation, but I'm seeing this be connected with the shadow here. Like I'm seeing the Saboteur energy, be like, yeah, whispering in your ear, like, don't you want to say this to them? Don't you want to say that to them? Like, let's get in a fight with this person. Like, this may be something that you've been avoiding for quite some time, but something that's kind of been building within you. It does really feel like this person mirrors past things that you have worked through, that it may be like at times hard to look at just because of like where you are and where this person is. It's like them being a reminder may feel like a trigger for you. However, I'm seeing this be an opportunity, a great opportunity for you to be doing shadow work with like, why does this person bring up so much conflict and tension within you? Why are you feeling that, and where is that coming from? And I'm seeing this be an opportunity for you with this person specifically. This person is part of your shadow work. Without a doubt, you are meant to be working with this person. Absolutely. It is all here for a reason. I'm seeing this be confirmed over and over and over again. It seems too like you may have been building very quickly in a particular direction and not double checking yourself in some way. Like, you may have been like, I've gotten this far and I'm over here, and this is reminding you maybe that there's not even so much space between you and this person. And that may feel very hard to even see, or maybe even recognize or admit to. Because whatever we are reacting to is telling us, hey, that's sticking out to me for a reason. When you're in a space where everything comes in, and this is like almost nearly impossible to obtain, like as a human and during the like spiritual work and all of that. So like I will absolutely point that out, that it is not common for a person to get to this place. But it's like when one is like truly transcended and enlightened, everything that you see, whether it be something that other people see as like evil or beautiful or great or whatever, it's like anything that one can observe, it comes through in a space where one is looking through it, and it just all comes through at the same level. It isn't this, it isn't that, it's just like all the same, no matter what it is that's happening. When we are in a space, I know that that was a little bit abstract. I hope that made sense for some of you. It will make sense for who it's meant to. So when we are in a space where something is sticking out to us and we feel like, oh, I feel called to respond, that like I'm having some sort of reaction to this, or I'm experiencing this within myself, that is bringing something up for me where my attention is caught, it's telling you, pay attention, because this is meant to teach you something. It is sticking out to you for a reason. And it's not so you can just be judgmental of a person. Not that we're saying that's what was happening, but it's more so that, like, this is sticking out to you because it is reflecting something going on internally, and it is catching your attention because of that. So in a way, it doesn't really have anything to do with this person, and it has everything to do with what's going on inside for you. As I said before, this is coming from a space where this is allowing you to do some sort of shadow work. And it looks to me like this has been overlooked in some way, where like you may have gotten to a point where you were like, oh, like I'm done with that, or oh, that doesn't bother me anymore, or like I'm healed from that, whatever it was that you were telling yourself. And now this is kind of, I don't know, like your guide's tapping you on the shoulder and being like, hey, this is triggering to you for a reason, and it's something to look into. It's reflecting something back at you that is meant to have light brought to it. Because it's subconsciously pulling on you in some way. This feels like a moment that you hadn't been expecting. And I get this again. get this sense that you had not been expecting to have an experience like this just because of the progress that you have made. And just because you're having this experience, it doesn't mean that like all the progress you've made is null. When we are on our journeys, our progress and our healing and all of that, it's not linear. It's not like you get to a space and you never have to work on something again. Sometimes it comes in a way that we hadn't been expecting it. Sometimes certain things don't bother us. Sometimes it's stronger than we've ever experienced, and we do end up like rewriting that chapter again or revisiting that. It's all to get us to a place where we are constantly evolving and developing. So if you are able to, don't allow yourself to get to a space where you're judging yourself or being like, yeah, this affected me, so what does that mean about me now? It doesn't mean anything unless you make it mean something, and then it will. Looking at Libra here. The Queen of Swords also does represent Libra, so strong Libra energy. This may also be something, because we all have Libra somewhere in our charts. We all have Venus. We all have a 7th house. This may be pulling on a part of you that is connected with like law and just and right order, and this should be like this and that should be like that, and this is right and this is wrong, and all of that. Your value system, your personal value system, and it's giving you an opportunity to bring a sense of balance to this thing that you're connecting with. This person is triggering something from the deep past for you, is what I'm seeing. And it can be a version of yourself from the past. It can be an experience that you had when you were younger. But I'm seeing this be something, this is something deep for you. And this is something related to like past history for you. That's where this is coming from. And this is the way, by you bringing light, by you bringing consciousness, by you bringing awareness to this, this is how you balance the scales. There's an opportunity here for you to really find your footing when it comes to your confidence through this experience. There's even, it seems like something that you'll be settling down, settling into because of this. This is somebody that you socialize with in some way. Like, you are connected with this person socially, is what I'm seeing. Allow yourself to move through this allow this to unfold in the way that it will, and just move through it and move with it. Don't put a timer on yourself and put that pressure. Allow it to just take the time that it is going to take. This is the advice. Okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.